Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So, welcome to our next lesson with the Arab. Before we continue, I just want to recap what we covered in the previous video. So, we mentioned that when it comes to plurals, the plural Jama Mukassar and Mufrad, so broken plurals and singular words, they follow the same pattern. For example, if we have this word kitabun, so this is a mufrad, right? This is a mufrad word, kitabun for singular. So in marfu, it'll be kitabun. Then if you make it mansub, it'll be kitaban. Then if you make it majroor, it'll be kitabin. Okay, so we've covered this already when it comes to al-mufrad, when it comes to this one. The same pattern or the same logic follows also for words that are jama mukassar, so broken plurals. So I have 3 examples here. So when it's majroor, it'll be kutubin. When it's mansub, it'll be kutuban. And when it's marfu, it'll be kutubun. So we've covered that already as well. So we've covered these 2 in the previous videos. Then in the previous video, we looked at plurals, al-musanna, and we said that they follow 2 patterns. When it's majroor or mansub, it will be muslimaini, right? And when it's marfu, it will be muslimani. So muslimani or muslimaini, right? That's a pattern that it will be following. So we've covered 1, 2, 3 different types already. So let's move on to another example that I want to cover today. And this is called the Jama Muzakkar Salim. Okay, sound masculine plural. So here's a rule. When it's majroor or mansub, it'll have the aini sound. So it'll be muslimaini, right? And when it's marfu, it'll have the una sound, muslimuna. And this is a Jama Muzakkar Salim, just so you know, because the singular for this is muslimun. Yeah, muslimun. What's happened is when we make it into a plural, we've broken, we've kept the original. So the meme, sin, lam, meme, sin, lam, meme continues here. So it's actually a sound masculine plural, right? Sound masculine plural, or Jama Muzakkar Salim, right? So it hasn't, the plural hasn't lost its pattern from the singular. So the meme, sin, lam, meme, it's still there and you still have it here. So that's why it's called Jama Muzakkar Salim, right? So all you have to remember is that in majroor, mansub, in dhamma and fatha, it'll be muslimina, and marfu, it'll be muslimuna. Right? Very important to bear in mind. So I'm going to go through an example with you right now from the Quran. This is from the Quran as well, so you can actually go through this with me. So let's look at this word here, al-mu'minuna. So let's follow our pattern, what we learned before. The first thing we work out, let me get a thinner pen. The first thing we got to work out is what type it is. So we know it's an ism. Okay. Then we know because of the alif lam, it's an ism, but we also know that it's also ma'rifah. Right, ma'rifah. So we know that as well. So we're following our ding pattern, remember? Right? Definite, indefinite, i'rab, number, and gender. So we know it's definite, then the ma'rifah there. Okay. And then we look at the i'rab in a second. And then we look at its gender. So we know it's muzakkar. How do we know it's muzakkar? Because it's mu'minuna. So this is a muzakkar, masculine. A muzakkar. Okay. And then we ask, is this a singular, dual, or plural? Well, we know it's a plural. So that's a jama. And the final thing we need to work out is i'rab. So it's mu'minuna, right? Mu'minuna, muslimuna. So then we know that it's gonna be marfu. Yeah, marfu. So we've actually worked this one out already. Let's pick al-kafirina. So first and foremost, we need to do the same thing again. Is an ism. It's an ism. We know it's ma'rifah, right? We know al-kafirin is muzakkar, it's masculine, so we know it's gender. then we need to ask, well, is it singular, dual, or plural? Well, we know it's a plural, so we know it's a jama'. And the final thing we need to work out is i'rab. Well, kafirina, kafirina, muslimina. So we know it's going to be either majroor, it's going to be a majroor, or it might be a mansub. Now, there is a way of working out which one of these two it is, but we haven't covered that in lesson. Right? There's a way of knowing whether it's a mansub or majroor. I'm telling you from my studies that it's a mansub, but we'll cover why it's a mansub. But for now, all you need to know is either going to be a majroor or a mansub. So we've covered that word as well. Okay. The final one is al-mu'minina. So we do the same thing again. Identify what it is in the grammar. It's an ism. It's a noun. Then we know it's a ma'rifah, right? Because there's an alif lam there. And then we say, okay, is it muzakkar or mu'annas? Is it masculine and feminine? We know it's muzakkar. So it's muzakkar. Then we ask its number. So is it singular, dual, or plural? Well, we know al-mu'minin is jama', so it's plural. And then we try and work out its state, right? Mu'minina. Mu'minina is going to be majroor or mansub again. Majroor or mansub. We haven't taught that yet, we haven't covered that yet, but it could be a majroor or a mansub. It's an izafa, so it's actually, just for those who are advanced, this is actually a majroor, but for now we haven't covered that. So all you have to remember is when you have a plural, which is masculine, and its sound, in state of majroor or mansur, it'll be muslimina, and marfu, it'll be muslimuna. That's all you really need to know for now on. Okay, so let's go through the final one for today's video, which is the sound feminine plural. So sound feminine plural. Oh, let me go back, try again. Sound feminine plural. Okay, so we had jama' muzakkar salim, now we have jama' muannas salim. So all you have to remember is, well, when we talk about feminine, we always think about ta marbuta sign. So you know it has something to do with the ta or the ta marbuta sign, right? We know one of these things are going to be happening here. So all you have to remember is when it's majroor or mansub, it'll be muslimatin, so there'll be an atin sound. And when it's marfu, it'll be an atun sound. Okay, so muslimatin when it's majroor or mansub, or it'll be marfu, when it's marfu, it'll be muslimatun. Okay, if you remember when we were looking at the jama' muzakkar salim, the previous slide, jama' al-muzakkar salim, okay, salim, you had, of course, muslimina here, and then that's for that. Okay, and you had for the marfu muslimuna. Okay, so muslimina, but the main thing you need to remember is muslimatin and muslimatun. Okay, so when it's majroor mansub, be muslimatin. When it's marfu, it'll be muslimatun. I'm going to stop there for now. We've got one or two I need to cover in the next few videos, and we'll end i'rab there, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.